Welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg. I'm Village President Al Larson. In this episode, I'll be talking with Barbara McKinn about the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry. Then we'll finish the program with Sandy Husted from the Woodville Area Children's Organization, W.A.C.O, and Kathy Kolstad from F.I.N.D PI. All of this and more today on Speaking of Schaumburg. It's always great to give back to the community, and with the holiday season just around the corner, there's no better time. Here to tell us about the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry is Barbara McKinn. Barbara, welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg.
Hi, nice to see you.
Tell me about this food pantry. How did it get started?
The food pantry started over 34 years ago. It's been active and growing all along. Currently, we are helping well over 450 households in the Schaumburg Township monthly. So there's a growing need in the community to help those in need of food, and the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry is striving to do that.
Where's your office located? Where?
We're located in the Schaumburg Township building. We're at 1 Illinois Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, at the corner of Schaumburg Road and Illinois Boulevard.
Okay, sure. How long have you been involved with
I've been with the township for 2.5 years. I started part-time as an assistant in the general assistance department. I'm currently full-time, helping coordinate the food pantry as well as other programs that the general assistance department.
What other programs are you involved with?
Well, we're starting out next month with the mobile dental clinic. So we need to do a screening prior to an appointment being set for the mobile dental clinic. The screening involves primarily income. It's for low income, those who do not have dental insurance available to them, adults and children. It's in collaboration with the Northwest Community Hospital.
Okay, all right. Now, is this a sign that the township is going to be branching out into other areas besides food pantry and dental screening?
It's a sign of welfare services. We also do the LIHEAP program, which is for low energy income assistance. That's assistance with your NICOR and your ComEd bill. That's usually seasonal with the winter months coming up and the increase in the utility bills. Many people in the community do take advantage of that service. It just helps keep up with the growing economy.
Now, what's your busiest time of the year?
I would say this is our busiest time of the year. The holiday season, the winter seasons. Okay. Yes.
Now, what do people do? They just show up and say, "Hey, here's a bag, fill it with groceries."
No, it's not quite that easy. Well, the only requirement to use the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry is that you do live in the Schaumburg Township region. That does expand to 7 communities. We cover a large area of Hoffman Estates, along with Schaumburg, small areas in Rolling Meadows, Streamwood.
Roselle, I would imagine.
Roselle, correct. Hanover Park.
Elk Grove Village.
And Elk Grove Village, correct. So we do ask that anyone who is interested in using the pantry that they give us a call to set up an appointment. We schedule appointments throughout the day. It's a client choice pantry. So
what does that mean?
Client choice pantry, that just means that the household comes in and chooses the items from our pantry as if they were shopping in a store. We give them 2 brown paper bags, just like the grocery store, and they choose the items that meet their family's needs.
What are you most in need of as far as the food pantry is concerned?
Surprisingly, paper products are a high need. They are not able to get those items through public aid where they receive assistance for food. So paper products are a high item, but as far as food, primarily dairy is and meat.
Okay. You have freezers there? Do you have?
We do have refrigerators and freezers. There's also one in the client pantry where they can choose the items that they like. So it's nice when we have milk and eggs in stock
Is all of this donated, or do you have to go out and actually buy and shop for food?
All of the items are donated. We do work with the Greater Chicago Food Depository. They offer large amounts of food at very reasonable prices. So food, we are able to order weekly if we choose. And we use funds that were donated to the pantry. So
okay, now if somebody wanted to donate foodstuffs or wanted to donate funds, how could they contact you? Many people walk in and send us a check, write us a check, or they send us a check in the mail. Organizations in the township are so generous, and we're very grateful to them. Many come in on a regular basis or mail something in on a regular basis and write a check to the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry. Would you pick up stuff from somebody? I mean, if somebody says, I have a case of this, would you, or would they have to bring that in?
Preferably, we do not have a great deal of transportation to do pickups, so we do ask donors to drop off items that they'd like to donate. If the need be, like when we do pick up from the food depository, we actually go to Willow Creek to pick up those items, so we use our van to pick up those items. Okay,
all right, that's interesting. But okay, are there some specialties? Are there some foods that you don't accept, or you don't?
The only foods that we do not accept are expired or damaged, or packages that are open. We prefer not to put those into the pantry. We have an open table where we'll take bakery, bread items, produce, that if we have an abundance of it, we put it on a table that's in the hallway so anyone in the township can walk in and help themselves to those items. Okay, so you don't need an appointment for that. That's so you don't accumulate all this and all. Well, those are items that become a hoarder, right? Exactly, a food hoarder. Exactly, or they're items that just they're not shelf items. Okay. So the sooner we can, pass those out, the better. You give out candy too? We do give out candy as well. Yes, okay. Yes. Candy and juice, and the staples, peanut butter and jelly with the kids in school these days. Soup is always a high need item. I would imagine you have some families that have been on this for quite some time. Is that correct? We do. We do have many that have been on it for years. Okay. Now, people want more information about the pantry and how to reach you and how to reach your department. Just what do they do? We just ask that they call the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry, or they can look on the website. Okay, that's great. You do good work, by the way. Thank you. Thanks for being on Speaking of Schaumburg. Thank you. There's more than one way to make a difference in our community. Stay tuned to learn how on Speaking of Schaumburg. The Woodfield Area Children's Organization has been helping disadvantaged children in the northwest and western suburbs for more than 40 years. To tell us more, we're joined by Sandy Husted and Kathy Kolstad. Welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg. Thank you for having us. Well, tell us about WA.C.O and what you guys do. Well, we fundraise all year. We have different programs. We do right now is our busy time. We have a coat drive that we're going to be buying coats for pretty shortly here. We do a food drive with 10 to 12,000 different food items that helps one of the organizations that Kathy is part of. F.I.N.D PI, it stands for Family Involvement Nurturing Development, and PI is the type of program we are. We're a state prevention initiative program. We are a birth to 3 literacy program funded by a State Board of Ed grant, and we work with low-income families who are also limited literacy, have many at-risks. We do a number of things. We're part center-based, part home-based. So we have a staff that actually goes into the homes. We're a Parents as Teachers organization, so we use the Parents as Teachers curriculum. We visit the family twice a month. We are checking the development of that child. We are bringing developmentally appropriate play materials, working with the parents to help them be the best parent that they can be. And then we also have center-based activities. We work out of a number of different resource centers, Palatine Opportunity Center, Edgebrook Community Center, Rangrove Community Center, the Harper College
College Rolling Meadows, which used to be called the Police Neighborhood Resource Center. It's known more by that. And then Minor School. We do a program that we call Promise to Play, which is an hour-and-a-half literacy-based play group where the parents and the children come together, and we do sensory activities and motor activities and art and music, and it's just a fun time for everybody.
Now, you got a partnership with W.A.C.O, is that correct?
We do. We've been working with W.A.C.O for over 15 years, and they have been a tremendous help to us with the care and feeding of grants. Some years we have more money, some years we don't, and they've been a lifesaver for us.
Do you accept donations?
We do, absolutely.
And if they wanted someone want to donate some money to your organization, is there a phone number? Or? 224-366-8500.
Okay,
and they can get information about your organization there.
Yes, we also have a website. It's www.ecdec.org. And ECDEC is our 3 to 5 program. It's the 3rd largest at-risk pre-K program in the state, and that stands for Early Childhood Developmental Enrichment Centers. We have about 1,100 children in that program currently.
We also take probably about 500 underprivileged kids Christmas shopping, one in Elk Grove Village, first Saturday in December. The second one will be at the Elgin Walmart, also in December. So we have Elgin, I believe, we have 600 volunteers. And
600 volunteers?
Yes, young kids getting up at the crack of dawn. Can you imagine? They're at the Walmart exactly at 6:30, all excited to take a child shopping.
Really?
It's unbelievable. And then Elk Grove Village, we have 400 volunteers.
They take kids shopping?
They take children shopping. The bulk of them do. Some also will gift wrap.
It's going to feel good.
Yes, they look forward to it. Plus, they also get extra credit points for their honor society, for instance. But they do it because they love to do it. It's just it's a really, really, really good time, and the kids just love it. Santa comes on a fire truck, and there's about 4 to 6 buses already waiting for Santa to arrive, and he goes to the store and greets everybody, and then he gives everybody their treats and their little gift at both locations. And they've got a gift. They've got a list that we'll go by with all the family members, $75 per family. Walmart lets us also donates about $2,000 as well. Our coats are going to get a portion from Walmart too, and at a pretty good price.
You said coats?
Coats. We purchase about 75 to 100 coats, which
really?
her organization also benefits.
What a great.
Yeah, and we found a place up in Spring Hill. They offer some of these coats come with gloves and hats, which is great because some of these kids really truly have nothing. They really don't. So.
How do you screen it? Do you screen the kids? I mean, do you know that they're...
Well, actually, we go to her for help and say, we need a list of, how many kids, truly needy kids in her group need the coats. And there's 3 other organizations as well that Kathy's familiar with, if you want to kind of explain more.
Tell us about it.
Well, with our program, you have to be under the 100% guidelines for poverty level for the federal guidelines. So every family that is in our program is low income. And so we get together. We have lots and lots and lots of families. We are a home visiting program, and we're targeted to visit 70 families, but we have a long waiting list. Last year, our waiting list alone was at 208. So we like to take the families that are involved in the home visits, but then also the families that are coming to programs who are on the waiting list. So we go through and we kind of decide which ones are going to get to go to the Walmart shopping. And the Walmart shopping is really the most fun event for staff and the children too. And we've been doing this a long time.
How long?
I think
How long?
Over 15 years.
Over 15 years.
So we have children that are too old to do the shopping now. They really typically need to be between the ages of 3 and 5. And they beg us, please let us go on the shopping trip. I'll sit in the car, because they just have wonderful memories of when they got to go.
Oh, sure.
So it's a great experience.
How many kids do you
do we take to Walmart?
Yeah.
Usually we go anywhere between 50 and 75. I believe this year we're going to do 100. Because our numbers have really gone up tremendously.
Yeah, we're still waiting to hear from Children's Homemade. Both locations also have their kids go to Elk Grove Village. Okay. And then Elgin is 3 different Head Starts. Okay. So same concept. The age group that I believe, is birth to 3, correct?
You mentioned CETA too as well, right?
Correct. CETA, I don't think we're getting as involved because there's been a lot of changes with the block grants this year.
Sure.
So it's pretty much your group, ECDEC, which is like the parent, and then the 3 Head Starts up
That's
in
going to be
Elgin.
very gratifying to take these kids on a shopping trip.
It is, because they look forward to it so much. Well, not to mention the coats. I mean, my favorite thing is bringing coats over to the Palatine Community Center. I mean, Percy Franklin, who's our vice president, and myself, we go there once a year, and we deliver the coats. And
now, your offices are located at the Chassis Daycare Center.
Yes,
is that correct?
it's right down the street, actually.
Okay. How many active members do you have?
Right now we've got we have an email list about 400, probably paid members about 100. But we have probably about 400 to 500 members that get a email blast of what we're doing. We get a pretty good turnout of all of our events. We've got a Toys for Tots luncheon coming up that will raise money for my Elgin shopping tour. We just had a golf outing which helps raise money for the Elk Grove Village and for the coats and for the food drive.
And how long have you been involved with W.A.C.O?
I've been on the board for 7 years. I'm a director, and I'm probably involved with W.A.C.O for about 10.
How did you get involved?
A girlfriend of mine died. Her boss was on the board, and I needed help with a golf outing. I did such a great job raising money for her funeral that he asked me to help out, and the rest is history.
Oh my! How about you?
I actually saw an article in the newspaper about 15 years back about W.A.C.O taking a group of Head Start students to Walmart, and I thought, I'd really like to do this with our kids. So I called them, and they were just expanding at that time, so we hit it right at the right time and have been working with them ever since. And they are just a tremendous organization.
Oh, they are. I've been to a couple of W.A.C.O events with it. I remember once at Rolling Knolls, the
Hackers Open. They did the Hackers Open.
Yes, right.
It's we graduated to just a good old-fashioned golf outing.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
They're a fun group.
W.A.C.O
too.
guys, I mean, it's just amazing. Just they're bidding on stuff for the auction.
Yeah, they still do that. My luncheon, we're gonna have a silent auction and of course a live auction. We've got some old retired Bears players that always bring something that's been signed by from the 60s and 70s team, and they all have their table and they help out the live auction. So we have a lot of support. So.
How many toys do you I know there's some.
Actually, it's one of the largest.
How many toys do you?
Marine Corps has to bring a big truck. Actually.
Yeah.
Probably about 5,000 toys, if around that amount. It's pretty tremendous. Well, we've got Percy has connections, so I think last year Kohl's gave us quite a lot of boxes of stuffed toys, big bears.
Well, that's great. That's got to be a good time. I have a good time shopping for toys for my grandkids. We have 11 grandkids.
Wow.
And it's birthdays and it's Christmas and.
Yeah,
but I can buy all the toys that I always wanted.
That's right. It's guilt-free shopping for grandparents.
Yeah, usually people for the luncheon, they can't just bring one toy.
Now, if somebody wanted to contribute to W.A.C.O or donate toys or something, how would they get a hold of you? How would they?
They probably can go to our website, which is www.waco4kids.org, or they can call my cell phone, 847-409-8431.
Okay.
And we'll probably have them mail the money in. If they want to be a member, they can do that too.
Sure. Okay.
Also, our website is updated with all our upcoming events. And that money, of course, will help fund these next programs we're doing.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That'll do it for this edition of Speaking of Schaumburg. Join us again next month for another all-new episode. Until then, I'll see you around town.